guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Nashville, Tennessee. Today we have another practice like a pro. I think my hair is a little crazy, but we are going to be seeing, I'm going to be seeing one of my instructors, Ben Pellicani, here in Nashville. Sick golf course, sick setup. But first, let's go meet Ben and see what he's gonna do to our swing today. All right, here we go. Ben Pellicani, what we got?
Pellicani.
Pellicani, there we go. He's gonna basically walk me through a lesson. And then also we're gonna do a little game, something that you guys can take away and use for transfer from the range to the golf course. It'll be a fun day. So with that being said, let's get into the lesson. Let's get better today because I really need it. All right, warm-up's over. I will say, the swing actually feels pretty decent. The shots that I'm hitting are like tight draws, so at my base shot, I want to hit a slight push draw. And those little warm-ups you guys saw, tight little draws. I mean, not bad, right?
Not bad.
It was probably better than the last time you saw it, and he was like, wow, he's actually hitting it pretty decent. This is a change. So yeah, let's get into the lesson. We're gonna make a few swings, go outside, and see kind of what he sees, and go from there. All right, so here we go. We're going to the practice day. First, he's setting up a good alignment station for me. I think we're gonna be going to this blue flag back here. All right, there's the blue flag. He set me up a nice little alignment station, and there we go. Playing to him parallel left. I've talked about parallel left before. Just give me like the 10-second or 20-second rundown of why I'm aiming 10, 15 yards, what it looks like left.
Yeah, so our eyes like to play tricks on us. So in a perfect world, we like to see the ball in your target on like one rail, like a railroad track, and then we want to stand on the other rail. But here's the trick our eyes play on us. If you look at a railroad track as it goes into the distance, it looks like it converges. But if you take your right index finger and you point at your target, and then you put your left index finger 1 inch to the left, and you make it parallel, your left index finger will look 20 yards left. So the hard part about golf is we have to train our eyes to see square. So every time we like to practice, I like to set up a practice station. That's why I like to use that string on the right hand side, because the string, when you drag a ball across, won't move.
Nice.
So you can always keep that string there. You always know where you're aiming. And then, like I said, the skill of training your eyes to see square is so important.
I agree. So there we go. So there's my little setup right there, and hopefully make some good swings with this blue flag that I will lay out for you guys. So that's gonna be like 15 feet left, which honestly with an 8-iron, like we're gonna take that in a tournament on a course every time. But it did have a little bit of curve, so I think that's a good one for you guys or him to look at. And now we're gonna find out if it actually is nice or he's gonna tear me apart. All right, here we go. There's Ben's reflection. There's my swing.
So anytime we look at a golf swing, right, we use some lines as reference points. They're not anything magical about them, just a way to communicate. And so one thing we like to see in your takeaway is when the hands and club run up a line from underneath the shaft. We call that an on-plane takeaway, and you're on point today. So that is a good thing. As you get to the top, we like to see your hands bisect your bicep at left arm parallel. They are getting a little bit behind you, so maybe a little too much depth too early in your back.
Too much depth?
Too much depth too early.
Yes.
There's a possibility of that. Now, as you go up, you're going to notice something here. You're going to see your body stops moving.
I know, it's the worst.
The arms continue to run up. So if we kind of draw a line from this point, watch where your hands go. So you have potentially too much depth too early in the backswing, but then your hands like to kind of just creep straight up from there.
Okay, so they don't keep going around. Is that what?
Correct.
Okay.
So when you get your hands or your left arm parallel to the ground, your hands kind of up by your chest, we like to see those hands continue to move and create depth in the last third of your backswing. And so that's why we see that little bit of shift back on top and a little bit of that drop.
Okay.
And then here comes the possibility of getting that club under. And though that is really good, you're going to see that next frame, you're going to see that club gets a little bit underneath that line we drew at the top. And then from there, the tendency for you, as always, those hands like to run out just a little. The right arm gets a smidge on top, and that is the possibility to overcurve the golf ball. But I will say this, the club is exiting really well for you. We don't see a lot of massive club face rotation. So
really good. Not a whole lot to do, I think, right?
Well, there's a little bit of shape. We
Yep.
want to look at that last third of your backswing.
Okay.
And then a little bit on just keeping the club a little bit more on top on the way down, while also coming from the inside.
So that is what we're about to go work on top on the way down and going more around the backswing. So stay tuned. That's what we're about to do. All right, we got the noodle man. You guys have seen the noodle on my channel, but he's actually going to explain how to set this one up. This is for the plane and staying on top more.
So the easiest way to set this up is I like to use a yardstick, put it just inside your target line and where the ball line is. You're going to take a shaft, I prefer one with a noodle, and you're going to put that at the lie angle of your club.
Yep.
So, you know, in this case, if you were taking your 7-iron, your 7-iron lie angle sits right there.
Yep.
Then we're going to take another noodle, put it about 8 to 12 inches off the ground, and put that basically right over top of the golf ball.
Oh, wow.
So this
we got the super setup today.
So we got the noodle to keep you a little from dropping it under, and then this noodle is actually to keep you from cheating it. And so for a lot of people, we use that noodle to keep you from coming over the top. But here we're going to keep it so you don't cheat this noodle.
Yep. Shout out to the maintenance staff getting after this morning. Love it. All right, cool. Let's get to work. Oh my gosh! How do I get out of this thing? This little trap. I mean, I know that was only 50%, but the curve, like, there was maybe a half yard draw. So you can already, like, guys, y'all can already tell that just by getting more on top of it, it straightens out that ball flight.
Might be your best one yet.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well, and then I think the other important thing here is when you're hitting these balls in the station, is what do you feel?
Yeah.
Right? Like what?
Yeah, I can definitely feel like I'm exaggerating, trying to get more on top of it or throw my hands more this way instead of letting them get kind of sucked in. Not bad.
Pretty good.
And the cool thing, I like this drill book. It's super simple to set up. All you need are a couple shafts or alignment rods and pull noodles. So it's not like this fancy high-tech gadget that you order offline. Like, you go to Lowe's, pick this up, and you're good to go.
So when we look back at your video, your next video in the station, we noticed that when you had to be more intentional in the downswing, a lot of the depth stuff and the connection stuff at the top took care of itself.
Yes, let's go. Less is more, or less for me to do. All right, so but you got this little gadget in your hand. What do we?
Yeah, so you've always had this tendency to want to run out with that right arm a little bit. And so one of the hardest things is how do you get feedback on when that right arm kind of straightens itself out. And so we're actually going to kind of Frankenstein a training aid here, and we're going to kind of flip it around, not actually in its intended use, and we're going to hopefully get some feedback on kind of when your right arm straightens up too fast.
All right, cool. The less tension you have, the better you are set up for success. Anyway,
so that stick needs to go on the top side. There you go. Nice and soft.
And then I got to keep it there the whole time?
And then your goal is, can you not press against that stick in the through swing?
How's that possible? Oh, and try to miss all this stuff. So
yeah, well, just swing on plane and be great.
I mean, I know my balance wasn't very good, but I could definitely feel like this forcing me to be. It almost feels like I'm connected as well, but keeping me like soft and supple. I like that.
I think it's always interesting what you learn from when you use a training station, right? So all those are a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Which means we're going to have to try to get the ball a little bit higher, which means for you, you're going to have to release that club head a little bit more down into the golf ball.
All right. How's that? All right, so yes, I did hit the club and the shaft and just made a mess of that last swing, but the reason...
Yeah, so your tendency has always been, you like to hang on and kind of drag and force things through, and whenever we do that, whenever we have a lot of late angle releasing late, we have a tendency to overcurve the golf ball. Like, kind of kicks the club out and overcurves it. So the challenge for you is, how do you get this club kind of releasing sooner, or maybe a better way of saying is more gradual, but not doing it with that right arm forcing out. And so I think it's really interesting in a situation like this, right? We force you to swing on plane, and then we get you to try to release it because the ball was going a little too low. And when you did that, your tendency was quickly to go back to contact.
Yeah. There we go. I did it. I did it. Also, if the audio is a little iffy today, I apologize. Holy, dude, my hair is getting long. But yeah, if the audio is a little iffy, it's member guest weekend here at West Haven. By the way, this setup out here is pure. So it's awesome that Ben's let me out here. But if the audio is bad, I apologize. Just deal with it. The content and the stuff that he's helping me with, I think can help a lot of you guys out. I know it's been massive just for me today. So yeah, bear with the audio. It will get better because I think the blower's on, the wind blower is almost done. All right, so now we're moving on to the kind of transfer, the not technical side. We're just gonna be hitting golf shots, but this is a fun game that you guys, honestly, I'm gonna incorporate. You need to incorporate it. But explain to me why you have a deck of cards.
Yeah, so we call this flip card, and I would love to tell you who I grabbed this from. I've kind of modified it for our games, but you know, the hardest part about transferring from here to there is too often we don't treat this like golf. So we now need to take what we apply from our mechanics and treat that to golf in one-off situations. So the way flip card works is every number on the card represents a club. Every suit represents a different type of ball flight. So we have a fade, we have a draw, we have a ball that we call a trajectory shot. So a long iron, you're gonna go ahead and try to hit that high. Short iron, you're gonna go ahead and try to flight that down. And then a -5, so whatever your normal stock yardage is, let's take a little bit off of that, and let's see how George does here.
What do I start with? What club?
Well, let's figure it out. Let's shuffle these up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta pick clubs with the cards too.
Yeah. So
dang it.
Start with. We're gonna go ahead and go 8 iron.
Wow, that's what.
Fades.
8 iron.
So, oh, you get to start off a little stock 8 iron.
Oh, a stock, not even a fade. Yes, stock 8 iron. So it's an 8 iron spade. So we're going stock 8 iron first up.
And so if it's within 8 yards, start it where you want to start it, curve it the way you want to curve it. We're gonna call that a successful shot. We're gonna put that in the pile of good shots. If you don't, we're gonna put that in the pile of bad shots, and we're gonna see if there's any trends.
A win should be if it curves the way I want it to curve, and if it starts where I want to start. I mean, let's be real. The distance, I mean, overrated. But yeah, 8 iron up first up.
Start line was good.
I mean, that's like a half win. Well,
yeah.
No, that's a fail. Which, like, not terrible, but that was going.
We got a 5 of hearts, which means we got a 5 iron, and we're hitting
fade.
This flighted.
Flighted? Oh,
so for
y'all are in for a treat. Yeah, this one is, I legit don't hit this in tournaments. I struggle with this shot, so this is gonna be good. You're gonna kind of see what my weaknesses there, Ben, and you guys. Yeah. Right there is my tendency. If I try to flight things, it's the low left or the left, so I'm glad you did see that.
Well, and the other good thing about playing flip card on the range is if you might learn that trend, right?
Yeah.
And so if you get on the golf course and you're stuck with that situation that you have to hit that flighted shot, go ahead and figure out how you can just manage around that, accept your par on that hole, and move on.
Yeah.
All right, we're going gap wedge. So a jack of diamonds, gap wedge with a little bit of a fade.
Oh. I mean, literally the hardest club is to fade, and I'm not a fader.
Well, in this
but
case,
I'm about to be,
it's
though.
not even a true fade. It's a ball that's not curving left.
Okay.
Okay, how do we kind of float one in there with a gap wedge?
Kind of like that.
It's not drawing.
Yeah. I tried starting it just a little left of that pin, and a straight shot, maybe even a fade, maybe. But
not a draw.
Yeah.
Not a draw. So we'd count that as a win.
Yes. All right. So you drew the hybrid. What's the flight?
Well, and this is going to be an uncomfortable one. It's flighted, but see, with a hybrid, typically goes a little bit lower. So I actually want you to go high on this one.
Oh, a high hybrid, like high draw, high fade. Does it matter?
That's your choice.
High draw. All right. So put the ball a little. For me, I'll put the ball a little farther forward. I'll feel like I have a little less angle. I won't have as much forward press to try to kind of get that kind of scoopy feel. So we'll see if I can pull it off.
Apparently that should be your go-to.
I was about to say the same thing. I think we found my new stock shot. Yes.
All right, then we got a tough one here for you. We're going to go 9 iron.
Yep.
We want to go -5. So I want you to take a little bit off of this.
Gosh.
And you get the choice. You can either do this by shortening up your swing. If you choose to even try to fade it a little bit to take 5 yards off, doesn't matter how you take 5 yards off. I want you to just go ahead and take 5 yards off your stock with your 9 iron.
Magnificent shot. I've been telling you guys might know this, told Ben, but instead I usually try to do like I did on that 5 iron, hit a lower, like shorter backswing. But we're gonna go with a straighter fadier-ish swing.
Almost like a higher float kind of to take the speed off of it. Because remember, if you have more loft, the ball's going to go shorter.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot better. That had a little bit less distance in your stock, right? And for you, you're way more comfortable hitting that shot than trying to shorten it up, and then your body kind of gets out of whack and you lose the club face.
Yeah, that's like you got the 5-iron y'all saw with that low left really hook, and that one I tried being a little more flowy, hitting it higher to take the distance off, and I think I went probably 5 yards left, maybe 15 feet, which, I mean, we're taking that every single day in a tournament. So yes, we're counting that as a win. We'll do one more.
Last one of the day. We're going driver.
Yes.
And we're going draw.
No.
The caveat with driver is you don't need to be multi-dimensional. So for you might flip all 4 driver cards, and that you might just hit your same shot because you don't need to be multi-dimensional with driver. With the other 12 clubs they allow you to hit off the ground. So for you,
so you're telling me the rip fade?
The rip fade. Let's see it.
All right, so the fade driver, I'm going to start it right at that little blue flag and peeling it, hopefully, I don't know, 5-10 yards right. So that's my fairway. That's fairway, right?
That's going to hit every fairway that I know.
Sweet. So I actually... That's fairway, right?
That's going to hit every fairway that I know.
Sweet. All right, so that's a wrap on flip cards. Super helpful. I'm definitely going to incorporate this. I think I'll have to go back and rewatch and when I edit this video. I think I was like 4 for 6 or something like that. I know I missed 2. I know I missed that flighted 5-iron, and there might have been another one that was maybe the first stock 8-iron was a little too much of a hook. But other than that, like pretty much passing grade, right?
Pretty good.
For me, passing grade. And got his approval, which is big. But yeah, go try this yourself. Super fun. And lastly, some cool, nerdy, techie wrist contraption.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and show you how you release the club and give you some better insight on it.
Sounds fun. Have no clue what it is, but yeah, that's how we're gonna conclude this video. So, hack motion. Apparently, this is gonna measure my release, like flipping it, not flipping it, release patterns, angles, depths, numbers, metrics, any other science terms. So, what would be the benefit for me? Like, what do you want to see out of this little hack motion gizmo?
Well, you have a stock shot that you're hitting actually today pretty well. So this is a great time. Anytime you get on anything that gives you measurements like a TrackMan video or something like Hack Motion that gives you some feedback, do it when you're hitting it well because that's what we want to replicate. But we also want to see on those shots that are hard for you, are you doing something that's hard to pick up on camera? And I think this will give us some insight.
Cool. All right, so first up is the stock 8-iron. No pressure. Pure, like legit, that was really good. How good is that? There we go.
Exactly.
Did I? Did just exactly what we thought.
Okay, so here is your well-struck normal stock 8-iron.
All right, cool.
And here's what we learned about your golf swing today. When you take it back, like most people, you're gonna go ahead and hinge the club.
Yeah.
But this second line is the top of your swing. This is impact. This is your unique thing that we're always trying to work on. You actually, at the last part of your backswing, will start getting rid of some angle, and then you actually re-hinge it in the downswing. So let's go ahead and watch that blue number. There's the top of your golf swing. And now watch this. As you start coming down, we're gonna see that thing get more negative. So you actually see an uptick or a little bit more re-hinging of the club. And then you're gonna see that unhinging back down into the golf ball.
Wow.
So
That's kinda cool.
Let's fast forward to your driver. And we see something a little bit different. When you hit a good driver, we don't see that re-hinging. If you notice between the second and third line, we don't see that uptick or that re-hinging of the club that you like to do. That's why that little stock fade driver for you is a little bit better than that flighted one. So we're gonna probably go out, take a little look at maybe some ways you can help with that.
That's actually insane and fascinating because I've known all the stuff that he just said. I've known. I know my driver swing feels different than my iron swing, but I hit my driver swing good, but I can't replicate that feeling of the release with my irons without it feeling manufactured or weird. I can't explain it, but that's very fascinating. So yeah, I didn't think we were gonna do much with this. We're gonna hit some more balls, trying to hit my iron shot and replicate that release with the irons. So let's go. All right, guys, thank y'all for watching this video. Shout out to Ben for honestly getting me better today. But I want you guys to take one of these drills that we did and go work on them. And so the next time that I do this, practice like a pro, I want y'all to comment on what y'all worked on, because I believe that y'all can honestly get a lot better. I know I can. I'm gonna be working on this a lot in the next few weeks until I post another one. And I know I said I was gonna go practice with the swing guide to work on this little hack motion thing, but I'm gonna go throw on the swing guide, go get some work in right now, but I'm gonna end the video. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Ben, you're the man. Hopefully y'all learned something. I know I did. And until next time, subscribe to the channel, like this video. See y'all.
Right?
Oh, actually, I got
Yeah, but right here, this is the key. Right here, this has got to get soft early. Yep, soft early. See how that number changed? See what happened though? You got to your max hinge way too early. There, and then go. You see where I'm going with that cleaner part?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you can see it. That high hybrid is so good. Let's get this. Nope, it's a little bit of a tick. Longer, sooner in the downswing and more gradual. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's the softness while you do it, because you just want to do it with the right arm swing.
It felt soft, but
Kidding me? Look at that pattern.
yeah, no,
That pattern is so you just released the clubs completely differently. How? Why? What'd you do?
freaking out, you know. People, we really are ending this video right now. What y'all just saw was me trying to figure out this new release featuring hack motion and this little gizmo. It's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of new feels that I'm going to be working on the next couple weeks, and it's going to be interesting to see. And I want you guys to go work on it yourself. So with that being said, this video is done. Y'all go get better at golf. I'm going to go, hopefully, get after it and get a little grind in. So we'll see you next time.